We're just gonna wait, and I guess by the time he gets from around my window, then we'll get started on the video. So I'm gonna roll the weed up while the landscapers, while they're chopping trees, I'm gonna be chopping trees too. Okay. So what's up, everybody? It's me, Erica. They still here, but I'm still gonna talk to you. I'm not gonna just like not talk to you while the thing is going. So I'm just crumbling herb, selling roach clips, bitch. That is I am never gonna forget that. I can't remember. I can't remember who said that. Something about me selling roach clips. I do need a new. Ooh, I do need a new grinder. What? Why do I have hiccups? I do need a new grinder because the grinder that I have is like chipping, like the little artwork on it is chipping. And that's what I get for trying to buy something that's cute. It has a little sun on it and it says rise and grind. And I say I don't grind nothing but coffee beans and reefer. So we down here, girl. I'm trying to make sure. See, I don't like it because the little the design is chipping off on the bottom. And when I sit this in my tray, every now I notice this came off. It was I think it was sitting in water or some like condensation from some water got like next to it. And when it gets on like on the table, and it was sitting on the table, and I think that's what happened to this. I'm not really sure, but I don't like the fact that it's chipping, and I should just scrape it all off because it's actually I actually don't need a new grinder. You see how things happen? I actually don't need a new grinder. I just need to take all of this artwork off of this grinder on the bottom. Do you see? See it? And so I just need to take that off and that will fix it. I actually don't need a new grinder because it still says rise and grind on the front with a little with clouds on the side and things like that. So I don't have anything to talk about. I just been, browsing the internet. It's a slow day. Happy Friday. It is Friday. And we got the weekend left. And it is what it is. So I started to watch Squid Game last night, and I'm on the second episode. Um, Squid Game is really good. I really like the scene with the main character, the scene in the limousine and what he was talking about, and what the fat gold pig was talking about how basically, don't matter what you do, it's not going to stop. None of this stuff is going to stop. Um, and, I think some people just feel like if I can't beat them, I'm going to join them. And then you have people who are so desperate to, like, he was playing this game, the recruiter, the one that was slapping everybody in the subway. He went to a park and he had these sweet buns that they have sweet buns, and I don't know what they have inside. I think they have different things inside, but I know the outside is sweet. Sometimes there's cream inside, like a sweet cream inside, depending on where you get the pastry from. So he goes into this park and he buys 100 lottery tickets and has these buns, and he goes into a park where homeless people are like laying around, chilling around in the park, and he offers them either the sweet roll or the lottery ticket. And so many people take the lottery ticket, and then he gets in front of everybody and they're like, well, no, well, one man like tried to reach for the sweet bun after he lost on the lottery ticket, and he was like, no, you gave it up. You had a choice. You had a choice to eat or to play or to gamble on this lottery ticket, thinking it was going to bring you something else, thinking it was going to bring you money, and it didn't. And he got in front of the whole park and emptied out all of the rest of the sweet buns and just started smashing them with his feet, stepping on them with his feet, just going nuts about it. And these people, they're just showing that what people will do for money, what people will do to get out of debt, what people will try to do to win money, and how money drives a lot of people even to work for someone else. And when he was in that limousine, I want to go back and listen to that dialogue between the gold, little fat gold pig, little piggy bank, little fat piggy bank, and this man who basically wants to, like, you need to end, you need to end these games. You need to end these games where rich people watch poor people fight over money, and it's a game to them. And you know, it's good so far. It's good so far. The message behind Squid Game is very deep, as it relates to just society as a whole, whether it's a society in the United States, all over, this mindset about money, you know, and how it motivates people, basically, and how it motivates people, and how it's just real. It's really sad when you think about it. It's really sad when you think about it. And he's trying to say there's more to life than money. He's like, that's not, as long as you create a space where people feel like they need something, there's always going to be a space for this, people being motivated and influenced by money, gambling. Those, when he did that, I was just like, when he stomped all over those sweet rolls in the park, I was like, this motherfucker is crazy. But anyway, so I'm on the second episode of that, and it is what it is. So nothing else is really going on. The landscapers are still outside. I was like, I have to get started. I'm way off base, and as far as time goes, but because I don't have anywhere to go today, I am starting later than usual. I spent just time looking online, looking at some stories I want to talk about. I did save some stories. I said what I'm going to start doing is talking about what I leave comments on, because sometimes I leave comments and I just, like, I'll leave a comment. I'll leave a couple of comments. Sometimes I'll leave 3 comments, because it's like I'm looking at the post and then I'm thinking, and then I'll start reading the comments, and then I'm just like, ugh. Like on the Jasmine brand, T.S. Madison posted the other day. Um, Someone posted that NLE Choppa with, only thing that's saving you, is a heart of a woman. Yes, come on, Summer Walker. Well, she had the video came out, and NLE Choppa, the one that says, the one that sings that song that everybody likes, if I was a bad bitch, I want to me too. I want to me too. So everybody loves that song. I don't know why, but they do. Maybe it's the beats. I don't know, but he's the love interest in her video, and there she's posing, and somebody said NLE Chopper with a young TS Madison. And when you look at Summer Walker, her and TS Madison favor, they really do, like the nose, everything, the cheekbones, the lips, everything, they really do favor. I'm like, she could be TS Madison's daughter for real. And so, of course, the blogs picked it up, because T.S. Madison posted and said, I told y'all these people be saying this. I know she is over me, laughing out loud, but she is beautiful, so she shouldn't feel no way. And then there's people in the comments like, that's an insult. Summer Walker doesn't look like a man. I'm sorry, but I don't see, when I look at T.S. Madison, I don't see a man at all. Like, there's nothing about her when I look at her that is like, oh, that's a man. No, not at all. Nothing about T.S. Madison screams man. But of course, there are these women in the comments that are like, I would be offended if I was, says I look like a man. I'm like, a lot of you bitches look like your father. So what the fuck do y'all be talking about? That's how you know it's transphobia. That's because you be saying things that don't make sense in order to be transphobic. But a lot of you motherfuckers look like your brother. A lot of you motherfuckers look like your daddy. And to say like, oh my God, that's an insult to say she looks like, and then it just shows that you're transphobic. And then I read the comments and I'm just like, this just reminds me that there are, just because we share identity, we are not in community. A lot of these women are dangerous. And I'm just like, you have to be careful, even if they look like you, have a pussy like you, and are BLACK and melanin, deeply melanated like you. They are still very dangerous, and they have an issue with trans women. And I know we all know what the reasons are behind it, but I just, when I read the comments, I'm just like, this, it's just so mean. um I said, a lot of you in the comments look just like your father. I'm reading the comments and I'm reminded, just because I share identity with Black women, they are not always the safest people to be around. The transphobia in the comments is disgusting. Shame on all of you. Somebody said, this is so mean to say that Summer Walker looks like a man. I said, you look like your father. They do, laughing out loud. And y'all saying Summer don't look like a man. Duh, neither does T.S. Madison. Exactly. It's just you trying to be mean. And I think another variable or a nuanced theory that I have is because the the idea that um, you have internalized this, the Black woman is the most this and the most that, the Malcolm X quote. And so because you feel like trans women, specifically trans women, are somehow on a lower level of the totem pole than you can punch down, and that makes you feel powerful. It makes you feel like, oh, there's a group of people that I could actually punch down on, because we get punched down on all the time. But there are a group of people I can punch down, and I can feel better, and I can feel powerful. And I feel like there's that part of it in there as well. Because T.S. Madison doesn't look like a man. I don't give a fuck what you say. She just doesn't. She doesn't. She doesn't. She's not even built like one. Like, if you see her in person, she's short and everything. Like, you, and little, like a little short woman. Like, I don't know. That's why I'm like, I don't understand what y'all be saying, but Summer Walker doesn't look like a man. Don't play with Summer Walker. That's a man. Maddie and Summer are beautiful. What's the big deal? Exactly. Exactly. Somebody said, who said that? I promise you, the way that this was uncalled for and mean spirited, we are truly crabs in a barrel. I just feel like this is a backhanded compliment, because what you mean, she shouldn't feel no type of way. This is messy. That is nice. Why would she want this comparison? Girl, y'all are very weird. Very weird. All that surgery is why they saying they look alike. They both got nothing but surgery. Don't disrespect Summer like that. That man doesn't even come close. Just mean. Just mean. And it's a way to feel powerful in the moment, because if people came up to you and said, "Oh my god, you look like just like your father." You would be like, "I don't look like no man." And I just said, this is why. This is why. I just read the comments and I just observe and take notes. I just observe and take notes. The Cosby Show star Geoffrey Owens says he's still struggling after he quit his Trader Joe's gig. After he quit his Trader Joe's gig. Um Elvin, he said he was on Big Tigger show, and he was talking about his financial struggles as an actor. There's this thing where I think people think that actors, I think there's like levels to being an actor. And there are people who are standard working actors. They're always working, voiceovers, commercials. They're always working. Do you know, in between the time that they're not working until their next gig, they have to draw unemployment or go find another job. I have a friend who is a working actor, and I remember, if when he was in between jobs, he was working. If I don't care if I even got him a job where I was working at the time. He will work at FedEx. He'll work at doing little jobs or draw on unemployment. When you're not, that means there's no money coming in. So it's like, it is a privilege to be a working actor where you're constantly getting called, and they love to get a series. And that is like, okay, them checks are going to keep coming in. And so he's talking about his financial struggles. A lot of actors, they call them starving artists and all that other stuff, because they really literally work paycheck to paycheck. They really do. And I think because they are actors and they are on TV, there is an assumption that they are rich, and they're not. They're not. They literally, if they're not working, there's nothing coming in. If they're not getting any kind of residual, something isn't in syndication, something like that, they are not, or they're drawing unemployment. And hopefully a residual check from a commercial you did 10 years ago comes in just in time to pay that bill. It's not a joke. It's like really for real. They literally, actors work paycheck to paycheck. And hopefully if they're working, remember how who was it? Billy Porter from Pose. When Pose stopped and stuff like that, when there was the writer strike, actor strike, they're like, girl, we ain't working. We need money. I'm broke. And when people look at the people, they're like, oh no, you got all this, you got all this. A lot of that stuff is given to them, right? You're thinking, damn, he's an actor. He got money. Why they always getting stuff? No, because they have the reach and the influence. So people are always giving them stuff. And you believe that they are actually buying these designer things and stuff like that. The other day I was watching a red carpet of, I can't remember. It was just a bunch of men, and they were saying what they had on. And a lot of them were like, I don't know what I have on. The stylist put this on me. I don't know the name. You know what I'm saying? And you thinking, damn, he got on a Chanel fucking suit or whatever the fuck they got on, Tom Ford suit or whatever. And no, that was given to them. They didn't pay for that. They probably would not be able to afford it. They're given a lot of stuff because of their influence, and then the perception that, oh, if so and so has it, I'm gonna go get it too, right? Or I could afford that, I'm gonna go get me one of those too. And then it is what it is. So let's listen to Geoffrey Owens, Alvin Thibodeau. Let's listen to what he says about working. Okay, let's see.
Have a false, impression of what the average, what I call middle class actor makes, right? And their ability to make a living in the industry. So that's what drove me to work at Trader Joe's to begin with. But honestly, I'm not much better off now than I was then. Really? You can be called Nikki until you get that money back. Don't tell Nikki. And listen, you just want to work. I'm not complaining. Just want to work. I'm grateful for the work I have. Right. I work more than a lot of people, right? So I got to keep perspective. But the fact is, I struggle every day to make my ends. I have certain expenses. No one has to know what they are, but everyone has expenses. Right, exactly. Everyone has needs and stuff like that. So it's tough. I'm just saying, when people say, you must be making. People see me on the subway. They're like, "What are you doing on the subway?" I'm like, "What do you think? I have a false,
And remember when they were like, he was working at Trader Joe's, and they were trying to be like, oh my God, why is he working? Girl, he's in between, might be in between jobs. He got to work still. He has to work. Actors, they're not, it's literally paycheck to paycheck. I'm sure there's a couple of people who are in acting, may have a SAG card down in the comments who can attest. So, it's just what it is. It's just what it is. So let's read some of the comments and see what they say. These comments are a prime example of why people suffer in silence. He has a degree from Yale, and both of his parents worked for the government. He has better chances getting a regular job than the most average American. Do the acting on the side and get a 9 to 5. No, the 9 to 5 is the side job. The acting is the full-time job. But because you're not always acting, right? Projects end, right? When we're done with the movie. You're not getting paid for this anymore. We're done. So in between that, I'm going to get me a job until I get my next gig or until the next gig starts, right? The hope is they get series, right? They love a television show because that's a steady check. They love a soap opera, a steady check. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not get a 9 to 5 and act on the side. No, I'm an actor. That's my job. My side hustle is a 9 to 5. You know, like you have your little hobbies, their hobby is their 9 to 5. Then hopefully, or they draw in unemployment. But it's just what it is. I said the same thing. Somebody said Tyler Perry hired this man. I said this. I was about to say Tyler Perry. He needs to call Tyler Perry and get into a movie real quick so he can get on the internet and say Tyler Perry has paid me the most I've ever been paid in my entire acting career, like as so many people have said before. I have friends in the industry, and a lot of them are just famous. Their financial stability depends on the very next gig, just like musicians. An artist, they're just they're artists, and they bring in you the art in acting. He has a great voice. He should podcast or do voice work. He turned down $25,000 from Nikki. They got these talentless girls getting work, and really studied actors are struggling. He is still struggling because he was out of the acting game for so long. He does seem to have some momentum now career wise, but it will take him a bit to get to a place where he is secure. He's a good actor, very talented. I mean, I get paid, and some people would say it's a lot. And while I know I'm in a position others are not, I am still struggling. So I completely understand. I need a part-time job real bad. You got to learn to make this shit shake instead of crying about it. It takes the times that are hard and having them. And ironically, your the disconnect that non-actors have for the people who entertain them is so fucking whack to me. It's like you're literally mean about these people who actually entertain you. They're acting and entertaining you, and you have these mean views and takes about how they should earn a living. Like, I don't like it. It's ugh. Unless you have several, unless you have several streams of income or a good role on a show like Law and Order or NCIS, like a series, an actor, I'm sure it's hard. We all need sponsors at this point. How is he struggling when he's on Papa's House and he's been popping up on other shows? I love you and you manhood, not making excuses. The industry is harder than most people think. It is nothing like working your shift, knowing a paycheck is coming each pay period to substance your needs and family needs. Somebody said, go back to work. He should have acting workshops. That's a good idea. Hopefully, he can transition into producing or join a writing team for a streaming show. He's on Papa's House, so maybe something bigger will come of that. I'm sure where he lives, but a lot of celebrities have homes in Atlanta. It's a lot more economical to live there versus California. That's another thing. A lot of people say, I mean, it's cheaper to live in Atlanta. From what I've heard, they said Atlanta is not as cheap as it used to be. When I lived there, it was very cheap, affordable, I should say, not cheap. Mm. But yeah, somebody said too much pride. These folks are hiring all the UK actors and actresses. Quit the job because the public's perception. Got offered one gig with Tyler. Now what? What kind of bills do you have? You have to adjust your lifestyle. It's funny how the people have all this advice. It's funny though. But anyways, hopefully he'll continue to work, but that's a real thing for actors, you know. It is what it is. Judge allows Jane Doe to proceed anonymously in JZR lawsuit. Also calls out Alex Spurrio's tactics. They basically said, here, let me read the caption. Neighbors, get into this. In a significant development in an ongoing legal battle involving hip hop mogul Jay Z, attorney Tony Busby has secured a small victory for his client, who has accused the music star of R-ing her when she was just 13 years old at a 2000s VMA after party. According to the documents obtained by the Neighborhood Talk, Judge Torres has ruled against a motion filed by JayZ's attorney, Alex Spirio, seeking to dismiss the amended complaint that names the rapper as a defendant. This ruling allows the lawsuit to proceed without the immediate requirement for the plaintiff, referred to as Jane Doe, to disclose her identity. So she can wind up DEAD like the rest of the people who crossed JayZ allegedly. The judge also cited concerns for the plaintiff's well being. Judge Torres emphasized that she is particularly vulnerable to the possible harms that could arise from her exposure, noting that she continues to suffer from depression, post traumatic stress disorder, and a seizure disorder linked to the stress of her alleged SA. Judge Torres responded critically to attorney Alex Spirio's recent legal maneuvers, which sought to expedite the acquittal of JayZ in an ongoing case. The judge firmly stated the court will not fast track the judicial process merely because counsel demands it, underscoring the court's commitment to a thorough examination of the proceedings rather than yielding to the pressure for a swift resolution. Ooh, that'll fuck them up. Didn't her story not make sense? You mean the story you heard? Clearly, the judge deems the case valid enough to proceed into the court system. Right? They had that girl, Chloe Melez, whatever her name is. I heard she was compromised. So she interviews this girl. It's all kind of things going on. Don't make sense. Dad didn't corroborate the story. Benji and his twin brother weren't there, saying that they weren't there. All of these things show her, make her show her face. We need to get this wrapped up immediately. And then all this stuff coming from Rock Nation. If Beyonce knows what's good for her, she slowly do like this and move away from that and start protecting her shit. I hope she's not letting the left hand know what the right hand is doing. JayZ thinks he can call the shots. Just let it play out in court instead of trying to sway public opinion. The judge needs to be changed because ain't no way that lady got caught in her lies on national television and is still being protected and treated with consideration. Something ain't right. Time will eventually reveal, though, and it will reveal something that you may not like about your favorite rapper. Obviously, they want to proceed because there's something valid, because I can't see a judge. I mean, and then also you going by a television program that has been edited in order for you to give you something to chew on. And now you're thinking all of these things. Clearly, the judge is like, okay, well, we're going to proceed with this. This is not frivolous. This is not baseless. So there must be something in there that is not allowing this case to be, quote, dismissed. And this thing where JayZ is basically like, this needs to be wrapped up by the end of the year. We need to hurry up. No, you're not going to be able to do what you are actually. And the irony is that they are showing what they're capable of doing to people who come out against them, right? And what they are doing behind the scenes, how these people are showing up at people's doors, content creators, men, these random white dudes up at your door talking about, what do you know about JayZ? Girl, what are you talking about? Why are you at my door? Trying to intimidate people, using their resources to harm people, to intimidate people, to get people not to speak up for themselves, using that money and resource to harm people in that way. So why is it so far fetched that they would actually harm someone and take from someone and R someone and SA someone? Why is that so far fetched? You don't want the image of your beloved rapper, drug dealer turned rapper, right? Dope boys with studio time. You're so connected, emotionally connected to this person, that there's no way in your mind's eye that you can see that he is capable of harming a woman, a child. A child, a child. This is a 13-year-old, a child, and other women. People coming up missing. People wrote a book and now they dead. It's like, girl, her privacy matters, but he will have something bad happen to her. Duh. 2025, the year Jay-Z goes down. Jay-Z wants to know which 13-year-old victim of his came out to silence him. Right. Gotta change your tactics, Rock Nation. You can't bully the legal system like y'all do everyone else. Busby has got to be a crazy good lawyer. Jay-Z just stays taking L's from this man. I don't think it's fair to accuse someone of something so heinous and then allow the accused to do it anonymously. Even though if they show their face, the likelihood of them actually making it to trial is low. Even though you don't think that like the witness protection program is a thing for real, like the witness protection program is a thing. It's protect the victim until it's y'all favorites. Right. This same lawyer is using those tactics against Tory Lanez, but y'all don't want to believe it. Oop, you can win over Instagram, but not the courts. She wants to hide that identity because she made that shit up. The timing is too convenient and the timeline doesn't make sense. Next case. I can't imagine y'all on juries, like real juries. I wouldn't want any of you weirdos on a jury because as soon as they show a celebrity or show that the person has a lot of money, you're siding with them just automatically. The halo effect in full effect. You just like, nope, that's impossible. They didn't do that shit. Nope. Even if you have evidence, you're like, nope, it don't make sense, girl. Obviously. Well, we'll see what the courts say. That's the only thing that you can do is wait. They don't love you like I love you. Wait. I'm trying to find my little lighter. They're gonna fuck around and find out Jay-Z and them. Hold on, let me go. Oh, here it is. I knew it was here. I didn't have to go far. I was like, where is it? Yeah, they're we're just gonna have to wait to see what the courts say and what the evidence shows. So and then what's gonna happen when it doesn't your favorite rapper is found guilty of committing a crime of SA and RAPE against a minor? What are y'all gonna do then? What excuse are you gonna make then? Oh, she's fast or something like that? I don't understand. Do people evaluate like I remember when I was coming out of my male identified ideas and my mind, I was like unlearning things. And a part of my unlearning came with me analyzing my points of view about cases, right? About things that come up. And my first reaction to things, I analyze them because I'm like, okay, why do I feel like this is possible? Why do I feel like this might be true? Why do I feel like this is not true? Right? So I feel like a lot of people don't analyze, they just jump to defend a person. Like there's no possible way that anyone could defend Bill Cosby. There's no way that you should position yourself to defend that man after all of the stories that you heard about him from women all over the years doing the same thing, drugging women, taking advantage of them, the same thing, using their power to harm people. It is really terribly sad. It really is. It's really, really sad how these people will use power to harm people. And the fact that when it comes out that these men have harmed a person or a woman has harmed a person, but it's they, what do they say? It's not, what do the kids say? It's not all men, but it's always a man. That's what the kids say. I say it's never all, it's always some. but the kids say it's not all men, but it's always a man. So I mean, take it, take it, take it, take it, take that, take that, take that, for real, because that's what it seems like. So in generally speaking, we see over generations and over time how men abuse their power. Women abuse their power too. They do. They abuse their power. Um, but because of the way the structure of our society, that's a patriarchal society, men are put into position and then they just abuse their power. They do it on a small scale, they do it on a grand scale, they do it in corporations, they do it in the music industry, they do it in the acting industry, they do it in a lot of industry, in the religious industry. They do it. The men abuse their power. How many stories have we heard of a pastor eyeing a little girl and waiting till she turns 18 and then turns around and tries to marry her? And everybody in the church is okay with it. Nobody thinks that it's weird. Nobody thinks that it's weird that this 50-year-old man wants to lay between the legs of an 18-year-old girl. Nobody thinks it's weird. Everybody thinks it's okay. Nobody thinks it's strange that old men go after young women. They don't think that it's weird. They think it's okay. It's not okay. It's disgusting. And then the fact that y'all play into the shit by calling these niggas that you daddy, that shit is on top of it, is super weird. Super weird. But it's the society that we live in. Yeah, y'all thought it was over. Cat Williams did say the lies will be exposed. Rock Nation will crumble. Isn't that what Lucifer's father said? I mean, Daystar's father said. Hmm. Crazy how everyone wants to see this man go down. If he's guilty, which I think he's not. Why do you think he's not? Based on what? Nothing. Nothing but that you aspire to be him. And the fact that you aspire to be like a rapist, an alleged rapist, that says a lot about you. Maybe you should reevaluate who your fucking heroes are. But why our own people be crucifying us and then they play the black card? Because there's still so many people who are still emotionally attached to a black identity that these men who have violated black people can come out and say, I'm black, support me. Because I'm black, support me. Meanwhile, their victims are black people. So how do you jump over the black victims and then go protect the black assailant just because they're black and they're trying to take him down? And it baffles me how men my age, in my generation, are still saying the same things that their grandfathers and great grandfathers and fathers are saying. You're just trying to take a black man down. It's almost like a little chip that they put in. And every time they're saying something about just taking a black man down, this black man has been accused of violent, harmful things. So, yes, take his ass down. I don't give a damn what color his skin is. Take his ass down. Take him down. Chop him off at his ankles, then his knees, then his fucking hips, then his waist, then his shoulders, then his neck. Cut him down until he cannot abuse people anymore. This thing where you want to be in alignment with a person who harms people just because they are black is insane. It has to be a level of psychosis. And they know that they can do that. They can dog whistle. And then you have everybody, oh my God, they just want to take a black man. And he's a violent black man. Put an adjective in front of that to describe the black man. He is a violent, harmful black man. That's who you want to take down. Nobody's just taking down black men just because. You're taking down people who have harmed people, who have been alleged to do these things. And not only that, y'all believe Beyonce, she made a whole album about how her husband mistreated her and disrespected her and did her wrong. Y'all don't remember that? She told us. Yeah, she stayed with him, but she told us how he mistreated her. Right? How he cheated on her. Solange wasn't in an elevator trying to beat his ass for no reason. He did something wrong. He did something wrong to her sister. right? So she even wanted to beat his ass. So Solange, girl, and I'm sure if he wasn't aware that there was a camera watching them, that would have gone a different way. That would have gone a totally different way. I'm going to read this long comment. Crazy how everyone want to see this man go down if he's guilty, which I think he's not. He deserves it. But why our own people be crucifying us more than other people before actual facts come out? A friend drove a 13-year-old 5 hours to Manhattan. The friend can't speak today because she passed away. My question is, so-called friend would have to be a certain age to navigate 5 hours of driving. Definitely not 13. You don't know what a fucking 13-year-old, 14, 15-year-old is capable of doing and driving a car. What are you talking about? It's kids in the country 12 years old driving cars across the damn land in the damn plains of the damn Americas. Kids drive, get as soon as they can reach their feet to the pedal, they drive in their granddaddy's truck. Come on, stop playing with me. Secondly, the pops doesn't even remember. Before y'all come with the BS, Rock Nation conspiracy of her dad was intimidated. First, explain to me how a 13-year-old drove a 13-year-old 5 hours away and left her. Oh, right, because it couldn't have happened. Had to be 18, maybe 17. Thought it was a good idea to where she couldn't even pick her up. The dad had to drive 5 hours to pick her up. Make it make sense. I don't think Jay-Z is guilty in this particular case, but this opens the door for other allegations to come out. Somebody said Holly Weird is going down. It's going down. So that's all I have for this video. I think that's all I have saved. Yeah, it was T.S. Madison, Gregory Owens, and JayZ. All right, I think that's it for today. Y'all take care of each other. Let me know what you think of the topics. Let me know what you think about the actors being, working paycheck to paycheck, what you think about Jay-Z. And honey, Summer Walker and T.S. Madison look like they related. They look like cousins, sisters, daughters, something, honey. Anyways, take care of each other, protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. Peace.